We're at the DNR Wildlife Disease Lab at MSU. Tom Cooley is with us. Tom, how are you today?
Good, Tim. How about you?
All right, today we're going to talk about EHD, and we're actually going to open up a deer and take a look, and you're going to kind of explain to me what you're looking for. Yep. Because again, on the outside, it really looks like a fine deer.
Yeah, normally with EHD, you don't see anything externally. It's possible that you may get some blood showing out of the nose or the mouth, but for the most part, you don't. You've been told it's a disease that causes a high fever, and so a lot of times these animals will go to water to try to cool off, and so we find them dead in ponds or rivers or lakes. This particular animal was found alive in a pond, but died shortly thereafter, and so the changes that will occur are all internal. It causes a lot of bleeding and a lot of fluid accumulation internally. And so what we will do is skin this animal back and look on both sides of it to see what kind of hemorrhaging or edema, the fluid that we see. And then we'll go inside, and you oftentimes will have a lot of hemorrhaging occurring in the organs as well.
Now, Tom, this one still has velvet on.
Yep.
A lot of the deer that are being found with this particular disease, do they still have velvet on, or does this also happen later in the season too?
Well, normally we don't see this until August. We're really early this year. The high temperatures and the drought conditions that we've had undoubtedly moved this disease along. It's normally a late summer disease, and because we were so hot so quick, we saw it earlier, and we're seeing it this year in counties that we haven't seen it in recent history, and so because of that, it's going to be a while. What you look for on this is the first killing frosts, kill the midge that are the vectors or transmit the virus, and until we get those first killing frosts, this could conceivably continue. So we may have still 4, 5, 6 weeks of transmission occurring, and so not every deer that gets the virus dies from it, but we know that several do.
All right, well, let's take a look and open it up and see what you got here. I'm going to step over here.
What we're going to do is just skin it and lay it back and hopefully show you some of the lesions that we normally see. On a lot of the deer that we're seeing just edema in them, and edema is a fluid accumulation. It may look watery, or it may look like mucus just under the skin and around the muscle bundles, and this is an example of what we see. And again, it's not much, but you can see this gelatinous hemorrhagic material here, and as we skin this animal back, you very likely will see more and more of it. It's here. Oftentimes it's on the chest. We've been seeing it a lot on the neck and the head area of the animals.
Now, it's predominantly in the meat part of the deer, or is it just all throughout?
Usually it's just under the skin. You can see where this one, I just cut back that tissue there. Oftentimes it's around the muscle bundles too, and so in those cases you cut down a little bit deeper to see what you can find. You can see this material here, same sort of thing, a little bit of edema. The other thing that you notice with this disease is when you make a cut under the skin, you'll see it when we get into the organs, the liver and the spleen especially. They're congested, there's a lot of blood there, and when you make your cuts and separate the tissue, as you let it set there, the blood just kind of oozes out of the tissue, and so there's a lot of blood being held in those organs, and those are two organs that do a lot of filtering, have a lot of blood in them, and so it's likely that if you're going to see changes, those would be organs that you would see it in. And then what we try to do is skin the leg on both sides. In most cases, we're seeing hemorrhaging occurring, or edema occurring on both sides of the leg. In some cases, it's just on the inside portion. But you can see, relatively mild here, but there's that edema still showing up. Once again, just a little bit of edema here and here. So in some of them we get vast quantities of it, and some of them it's a little more mild. If a hunter were to shoot a deer with this disease still, these would be the types of things that they would see. And again, there's nothing hazardous to the hunter with the deer that's infected with this disease. Usually by the time the seasons roll around, early archery season, you might still have some sick deer out there, but normally you get those killing frosts early enough that by the time you get later into the archery season, any of those deer that were going to die are dead.
Well, Tom, very interesting, and you know, a lot of people have never seen what EHD looks like on the inside of a deer, and that's one of the things we talked about today. Give me the quick recap. We're looking for blood really in unnatural places, correct?
Right, yeah, you're looking for fluid accumulation under the skin, around the muscles, and then deposits of blood, whether it's frank blood or clotted blood, normally frank blood or real blood. It's in the chest cavity. You may see it in the stomachs. You may see it in the intestinal tract. You see hemorrhages kind of occurring all over the place. They could be on any of the organs, and oftentimes you'll find them inside the heart, blood around the heart. So yeah, an animal that's been shot, it's maybe a little bit more difficult because you've altered the area. You've got some bleeding occurring there, but if an animal is found dead like this, these are the type of changes that we see with EHD.
But an animal that has been shot that then somebody is going to consume, it's not going to cause problems for the person consuming it.
Correct, yes. It can be transmitted. Humans aren't infected with this virus, and so you can process it, you can handle the meat, you can eat it. There's no human concerns with this whatsoever.
All right, Tom, thanks for being with us.
You bet.
Tom Cooley with us here at the DNR Wildlife Disease Lab at MSU. I'm Tim Hart, and you're watching the Q1 Buck Bowl.